God. Now I can't even punch you. I can't even hear you.
It's because I have my cloak of
invisibility. Can you feel me hitting you, Brent?
My cloak of invisibility is on.
Oops.
Ah!
Oh my gosh.
Good evening. Welcome to Four Pines Quilting's, what did we decide this was called? Sewing Shenanigans? Shenanigans.
It's just shenanigans. There's not a whole bunch of snowing going on.
Yeah, we don't know, yeah. But anyway, good evening and welcome. And hello, Bev. That's all we have is Bev. There's probably more on there. Anyway, now I'm rambling. But, so I'm here to tell you about shop news. Yay for shop news. First off, the Garden Guild has been sold out. So if you were thinking you were going to do the Garden Guild, you have missed the window of opportunity, and that window is now closed. And if you did sign up for the Garden Guild, cool, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, there's that. Also, many of you were looking, see, look, whoosh, the hand of fortune. We did.
I get a better idea.
What's that? Oh, you should put it on because you'd be. You're gonna suffocate.
There you go.
Check out my dad bod.
That looks a whole lot better.
My dad bod. What was it? Oh, we had some sewing machines come in. That's what I wanted to say. Is that everybody, if you're looking for sewing machines, we have a couple. I'm gonna do a lot of uhs, and then people are gonna be like, "Why are you uhing so much?" Awfulness. So we had some dream machine. We have a couple dream machines that came in on trade that are ready to go. So if you're interested in a dream machine, they're here. But we also had some 1350s came in and a PS500. The PS500 is a pretty hot seller, so I've got a couple of them on the floor now. So if you were looking for one of those, they're here. And I've also got a couple BQ 1350s, and just making faces. But
because I don't know what any of that means.
Do you know that nice little quilting machine that you have that you love?
Yes.
That's a BQ 1350.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
That is the bomb.
It is a fantastic machine. See, they look just like this. See, I would put this on here. Both machines will look just like this, just different colors and different numbers on it. But they use the same plastic. The PS500 is a great starter machine, great backup machine. It comes in right around, I can't say prices. But anyway, it's a great machine. The BQ 1350 is a hot seller because a lot of ladies get the dream machines or the luminaires and they're embroidering all the time, and then they want a sewing machine that sews as awesome as their dream machine or their luminaire. Now,
it comes with so many feet.
Yes,
it's worth buying machine.
It is.
It has the table set up and all the quilting essentials.
And the price, the best part about it is the price is 10 less than what the luminaire is going to cost you.
10 less.
10 less. So for a backup machine, it works great. So we have a couple of those. So if you're looking for a sewing machine, give us a call. We've got some stock on that right now. I don't know how long they're going to last. Especially, if you get your stimmy check, get a sewing machine, right?
Stimulate the economy.
Yes, stimulate my economy.
Those are great machines.
Yes. But anyway, there's that. You know what I did with my stimulus check?
No.
I bought a new scooter.
Oh, I saw your scooter.
I was very excited. Just gonna go scooting.
Well,
but anyway,
good for you.
So that's
Put
pretty
it
much
in the economy.
That's right. What? Plus the gas mileage is why I bought it.
Yes.
I tell myself that it's cheaper to run, so there's like this practical.
So you're gonna drive that to work?
Oh heck yeah!
Oh my God, I can't. It's gonna be like those guys you see in those little mini bikes.
He's going to get some tattoos and a leather vest.
Yeah, exactly. Because life is better on a scooter. Anyhow.
I'm gonna put that on a shirt for you.
I'm gonna get that cricket going. We're gonna do some.
You better.
We're doing some vinyl decals on this bad boy.
Right.
Oh, I got it. We're gonna work it out.
All right.
Anyhow, maybe that should be one of our episodes.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, vinyl. Yeah.
Pimping out the scooter.
Yeah. That way I can get you to do all the hard work because I'm lost on the cricket. Anyhow,
Well, pimp out
that's
the
pretty
scooter.
much what we
Hey,
have.
Dad. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
People. I'm like, yeah.
That's pretty much all I have for shop news. Like I said, we didn't have any fabric come in this week.
Why, Brent? I'm in the mood for spring fabrics.
It's ordered. I'm just waiting for it. And for all of you that
cotton shortage is driving me nuts. All those ships stuck in the canal, driving me nuts.
And if you were waiting on the Tulip Pink Curious and Curiouser, which was supposed to come in this
Alice
month.
in Wonderland.
Yeah, that's supposed to come in April. That's probably been pushed out to May, which makes me sad because I really think it's going to be a fun collection. But, so there's nothing new as far as fabric goes. We've got machines in, so come buy a sewing machine. It'll be fun.
Okay.
All that being said, I'm going to now turn it over to the wonderful Miss Becky, Queen Bee, to instruct
Queen
us.
Bee, and I have my new cup.
The new cup, yeah?
It matches my apron, but I'm not wearing my apron because I got this really cool shirt.
It's nice, cool, yeah. You're just going all out.
Yeah, so.
See, you're trying to boost view counts right there.
I'm trying to get some more likes, shares, and subscribes, baby. Tune in to see Becky in her shirts.
What Facebook link did you put up there?
That would be your scooter.
The Plastic Pony Club?
Yes, I did.
Oh my
Sweet.
gosh.
I did.
Okay.
We need more members because it's just me and Carrie. Hello, Carrie.
Unfortunately,
Go,
it's
Carrie.
too early to do the quiz.
Why is it too early for the quiz?
Because I tell people 6:15.
Okay.
So I think I should do Turbo Tip first
We'll
tonight.
it'll make it easy for Eddie when he
Hey,
has to when Eddie has to edit.
Okay, well, my turbo tip is you're surprised gonna use glue. All right, it's a how to align.
I love the turbo tip graphic, Eddie.
Do we have turbo tip graphic?
No, he just hit it.
Oh,
Do it again.
sorry, I
Just
missed it
do
when
it
I
again
was
just for the fun
looking.
of it, Eddie. One more time, just for the fun
Turbo tip! All right. This tip is brought to you by Becky's Glue All.
We're almost at 200 subscribers.
I know.
That's
I think
pretty
we need to
amazing.
have a special party.
For 200?
You know, I know, but pick a number and then have like a really
I
special
thought, is it
party.
500? Eddie, you're into this thing.
Because
is it 500
I want to
or
shoot off
1,000?
more confetti.
If
Okay.
we're gonna have like a subscriber, is it?
I lost
What
him
are the
again.
milestones? 500 or 1,000? I don't know. He's no.
I'm thinking it's
Okay.
1,000, but for us it should be every 200.
Yeah, cupcakes in the house. My turbo tip is on aligning fussy things. Okay. Now this is a nebula block. It's a perfect example of aligning fussy things. Now let me show you. I have something on here I am not happy with. Brett, we're going to need a close-up on why
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm working
happy
on.
with it. So let me find it first. Oh yeah. If you look real close at this piece right here. This piece right here.
Yeah.
See how those do not quite line up? Is that shown on camera?
Eddie's
It's backwards for me. That's the problem.
Should I spin that mic, Eddie, or is it picking up all right? Okay.
This it looks backwards
Can't find
on there.
it, can you?
No, I can find it, but I'm pointing to what I think it is, and on the camera it looks backwards. Hang on. Get me oriented. I can find it, Brenda. Oh,
It's
is
such a
backwards. Okay.
mistake if you've got to look this hard to find it.
No, I
It's a
can. I
real-
can see it on the camera. I was pointing to the wrong section, though. It's showing up over here, right here. This one.
Okay.
See how? See? Can you see how those are off?
All right, let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, I just made everybody seasick. I'm sorry.
It's got to be needed. See how they're not lined up?
That right there?
Yes.
No.
They are not lined up.
Oh.
I'll take your word for it.
No, they aren't lined up. They aren't. They're off by a good,
1/100th
16th
of an
an
inch.
inch.
I will confirm. I will confirm that they
Well,
are
then you gotta
off.
be able to see it because I'm going to show you how easy it is to fix it.
Okay, well.
I'm gonna zoom in more. There, see if you zoom in.
See?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do
See?
you see how terrible that is?
I
Yes.
cannot believe.
I would lose sleep.
I cannot believe that you let that out of your sewing room like that.
I usually do not. I wanted to show people how to fix it.
Would you leave it?
I usually do not. So what I'm going to show you tonight is, look, I only got to do 2 of these blocks a month. So I'm going to spend the time to get them just right. This could finally be the quilt I can put in a show. You won't know. But it won't go into a show with that on.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to show you, first of all, how easy something like that is to fix after the fact. Because it's already sewn together and you're thinking, oh no, what a pain, I have to rip it all out. No, do not rip it all out. Here's my box
See,
of
I
goodies.
would. It's tiny.
You don't want to rip it all out because it's going to make a bigger mess if you rip it all out. All I'm going to do all I'm going to do is I'm going to rip out a little bit.
Right, you're giving a good shot at the back of your head.
Well,
There
who
you
set up these cameras?
We're working on it. We're gonna get it.
I'm just going to rip out a little bit. Without making a hole, I hope.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Of course, I really stick with a small stitch. There we go. Okay, I got it.
Oh, we can.
So you're not gonna take out the whole row.
No, I'm just going around this little intersection like that. See that? That's all they did. See? That much. This is really hard. There, see? That much. That much.
We're starting early.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue. Brad, watch
Yes.
this. I'm going to glue the hole.
You're gonna glue the
I'm
hole.
gonna glue the hole.
The hole you just put your finger through. You're
Yeah,
gonna glue.
I'm going to put just a little, can we see? We need a close-up camera. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on here, okay? Just a little, where my problem area is. Can you see that?
Can you move it up because I can't make that count.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
I
so
put just
come
a
over
little
here
bit
a
of,
little.
oh, for goodness sake. I put just a little bit of glue in there, okay? See that?
Mm-hmm.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put my seams where I want them to be. Like right where I want them to be. See that? And then I'm going to heat set it. What is that? I'm going to heat set it so it can't move. Now doesn't that look better? You're not paying attention.
I am paying attention. I'm watching whatever Eddie's magic is happening.
Okay, did we lose sound again? Now I'm going to my sewing machine.
Alright, sewing machine.
Excuse me. And all I'm going to do is stitch a little bit before my hole.
Okay, you're right in front of the sewing machine there.
Oh my gosh.
No, come towards me. We have it set up so you come towards me.
Oh my gosh. Ooh. Now I can't. Okay, well, I'm sewing a little bit before my hole.
How much easier.
Don't sew so fast. That was you, wasn't it? That's no
That-
wonder your seams were wonky.
Well, if you're gonna sew, you're
Do
gonna
you
sew.
sew at that speed?
Of course I do.
Oh my lord. Okay, so all I did was, you saw me, I took out a few stitches and I just, now this, in this case I want to open the seam because that's what this instruction, this is my live quilt I'm working on, by the way. So this isn't a sample. So I'm doing something I really want to do.
Okay.
So now I'm just popping that seam open because the instructions are press your seams open. So where I glued it, I just have to pop it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there now a pucker from moving it?
No, you watch. I'm going to show you close up.
Okay, well, I'm thinking that once you move the fabric
was-
one way or another,
It
wouldn't
was
pucker?
so close.
It
that
wasn't-
It can't be a pucker.
Okay.
There wasn't enough difference to make
When you're sewing, you always sit there and have give and take, a little bit of give and take. You do. If I had a bigger mistake than that, I wouldn't have opened just a little thing like that. But if I have a few seams that are off just a tad bit, I'm just going to open that. Now close up on this.
Because I'm working on one now, I'm just curious.
Let's put this on the board so we can see.
I see. Right there.
I need to press it. Oh, you see my threads from where I took it out. Let me press that. Make that the
Oh.
corner.
Why is this not working? Why isn't this not zooming right, Eddie? What did you do?
Now nobody can
There
see
you
me.
go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God, it's perfect.
It is! It is! It is now ready to go to the show.
How come it's all green?
Some people just never be pleased.
All right, so if you have a tiny little spot that you just need, because I'm telling you, if you unstitch it and use pins again, you're still going to have the same little problem. Because it's the pins in here that are causing that little bit of offness. So then the second thing on this, when we go to line these up, is they have, you'll see, points up here that have to be exact. when they get nested together. Right? Now
Yeah.
what you'll see, a lot of people do is what they call the 3-pin hang method. And what they do is they stick a pin in here.
Your head's in the way.
Oh my gosh. Stick a pin in here.
Can you maybe walk around with a camera?
And then they stick a pin in this one where they're supposed to both meet up. And they push them together, and you make sure your pin is standing straight up and down.
So that wool mat really helps for this because you can just tack it to the mat.
No,
No. Okay.
it will in my way. But this is what they do. And then they put a pin on this side of it. This is called a 3-pin hang method. And then they put a pin on this side of it.
Crap, that's a lot of work.
Well, you want to match these up. And then you take this pin out.
I love that you assume that I'd want to match those up.
So when you go to the sewing machine, you have a pin on either side of the seam, and the theory is that that will stay where it's supposed to stay. And the reason I say theory is, to most degrees it'll stay where it's supposed to stay, but it can still move a little, just like you saw my other one move a little. So, if you want to do it once and get it right the first time, this is where my wool mat comes in handy. I
Yeah.
stick my pin through my wool mat.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks dangerous.
Nice and straight like that.
I don't think that's coming through if you're at home watching this on YouTube. That,
There's a pin
there's
right
a
here.
pin sticking right through that, and I just have these nightmares of stepping
Actually-
on it and like, oh,
What I do is
Gives me the
sometimes
willies.
do more than one pin, because you'll watch. And then I'm going to put this piece right over the top of that pin. This is, now, Kimberbell does something like this with thumbtacks, but they're too thick. These are my extra fine pins.
glass head pins.
Yes.
Yes, glass head pins. Are,
So, now I can't even get it where I want it to be. See how finicky this stuff is?
yeah, you make me nervous. Gonna stab yourself.
No, I
and
know
bleed
what
all
I'm
over
doing.
everything.
I know what I'm doing. So anyway, and then I would do the same thing over here.
You know, one of my worst fears is.
Hey, I found, oh, that's
Her bleeding on your stuff.
No, like I don't know
And
why.
then-
There's like this weird subconscious fear I have, like when I'm helping like work on like houses like hanging sheetrock or something. If you ever have a nail sticking out of the wall below eye level, it freaks me out. I'm always afraid I'm gonna trip and
Okay,
catch
well
my eye on
then
it.
stick the
I don't
pin.
know why.
You can stick the pin through this way too. You can do it this way. The whole idea though is I
You
want you
just
to.
said he couldn't.
He can. He says I'm making him nervous, so I'm going this way.
No, you can do that. I'm
No?
just saying.
Okay, look, I
It's
do
on.
this.
It's on the cutting mat. It's not hanging on the wall, so I'm not worried about falling on it.
But
taking
you've
my
got to
eye out.
you've got to get this pin straight up and down. You can't be angling it in there. You see what I'm saying? It's got to go there. All right.
You know what you need to do?
No, I'm gonna do
you
this
need
so
to
I
make
don't
some
get you
weird
nervous.
gadget that does this automatically.
No, I usually leave these in my board sticking up in the corner. Brenda, do you have a question?
You're in trouble.
Brenda? Do you have something you'd like to share with the class?
How long does it take you to do one of those blocks?
Brenda, I don't have to do this on every theme.
Oh,
And you know when this helps a lot is in those scenes where you can't really match them up like this because one's going this way and one's going that way, and they only meet a 1/4 inch below, and there's nothing else there to
You gotta
line
be
it up
careful.
with.
You gotta be careful with those kitten
but a
wrists.
little bit, a little bit of glue on that thing and set it, and it's there.
Well, that's what I'm going to do now.
Oh,
After you put the pins in,
It's lined up perfect.
okay, overhead.
So now I don't have to worry about it moving.
Well, we thought we were gonna get an overhead shot.
See, I'm just putting a little glue here.
Your hair looks fantastic, by the
Oh,
way.
thank
It
you.
does.
I'm
And
putting
your
it.
nails look good.
You know what? You got to stop talking about my nails because my mother-in-law's wondering what other fetish you have.
I'm not sure that's a fetish, but okay. I just noticed nails.
She said.
I mean, if women are gonna go through the trouble to do their nails, I'm gonna just
She
say
said,
those are
what?
nice nails.
What is it with him and your nails? I said, I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
when is she coming back up?
Nay.
In May?
So there. So now look. No, now I'm pressing it. Brenda.
Okay.
Got my glue in my seam. I'm just heat setting it. I'm not putting any other pins in though.
Oh, thank God.
I was gonna say those two are enough work.
They're quite the peanut gallery. Now keep in mind, if I don't get this quite right, I'm going to use my other method to fine tune it.
take it out.
Excuse me.
Oh.
But here's what else you can do.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Before you even go to the
See, I'm,
sewing
I'm
machine,
allergic to pinning.
before you even go to the sewing machine, look what I can do.
Oh, you can check and see it's lined up.
And is it Brent?
Yes, it is. Not really. Over there, see? There's the hair.
Well, no, I swear I folded. I haven't sewed it yet.
Oh, okay.
I haven't sold it yet. When I'm looking to do my points line,
Yeah, it
I
looks
haven't
good.
put a seam. My glue is within my seam allowance.
Okay.
It's not the seam allowance.
Okay. Then it's gonna look fantastic.
So do y'all see that at home? You can actually look. Oh, never mind.
I can do
You can actually test your alignment before you even go to your sewing machine, and there's no pins to take out when I do go to my sewing machine. So Brenda can laugh at me all she wants, but I didn't
So,
have to pin it.
That seam right there in
And
the
I'm
middle
not going to go over any pin.
has not been sewn
It
yet.
has not been sewn yet. But look,
Nice. It,
and it's you can pile these up. I can't because it's the only one. But there it is. It's ready to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to do the
Nice.
next one. How about that?
that's pretty amazing.
It is very amazing.
Oh, shush.
really.
Shush. Let's do a quiz. Oh, yeah. Can we have a horn?
Is there sound?
Where-
Brent, do you know how to
Take 'em
make
home.
armpit noises? I could never do that.
Did you take them home?
What? Take what home?
Did. We need horn.
Her horn. She
You know,
Okay.
Becca, could you put that on our notes? On our show notes,
And
Annie?
for all of you
I'll
that are
pick them up
watching,
at the dollar
So
store
I
next
don't-
week.
and for all of you that are watching,
on Sunday.
we will be enlarging the live studio audience area. So if you are interested in joining us some Wednesday night for the filming of this,
Ronnie, I will.
nope, no what?
Nope, I'm not converting her to glue.
Oh,
Okay, so let's do quiz time.
quiz time!
Quiz
Yay!
time. This is place. Woo! Quiz time. Eddie was on
She's
track
on
with
point
that
tonight.
Woo! Okay, based on last week's show, three questions.
3.
What's in your cup?
3 questions.
She's been sniffing too much of that glue.
3 questions for 3 answers. You can type them in, but don't hit that return key until we've asked all 3 questions, because the goal is the first one to get all 3 questions in one answer. No one answer. No 3 answers. In
Well,
one line.
It's
Lordy B, Brent, I need something in my cup.
you answer once with
Yes.
all 3 answers.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Are we ready? Question 1. What did I use to make my basket pattern out of? Last week, I showed you how I made a pattern to make my basket. What? Don't ruin the quiz. What did I make it out
He doesn't
of?
remember.
I remember. I
What
would
did
get
I
this one
make
right.
it out of?
I would get this one right this week.
Okay.
You're not gonna dance with me? Question 2. Brent almost messed up. Had a hole in
Has
his
a head?
what?
Is that what you just said?
Brent had a hole in his what?
There's a hole
Do,
in
do,
my
do,
bucket.
do, do,
Dear
do,
Liza,
do,
dear
do,
Liza,
do,
there's a
do,
hole
do,
in
do,
my
do,
bucket.
do,
You better
Uh-oh.
stop.
Oh, that's the first hit of the night.
It wasn't a
Next
bucket,
week
though.
I'm gonna ask you how many
Wasn't a
times I hit
bucket?
Brent.
I don't know what I had a hole in.
Number 3.
Not my underwear, I hope.
What tip did Brent give us for cleaning the bottom of our
Oh,
iron?
I remember this one because I said it, so I need to remember.
Brent gave us a tip for cleaning the bottom of our irons.
Yeah, no,
What
it's
was
too
it?
bad.
Do 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 do.
Banana.
Come on, oh, I love that. Come on, in. Number 1. What did I make my bucket pattern out of?
Your bucket pattern out?
Yeah, what did I make my basket pattern out of? Brent had a hole.
Oh, I remember it had a hole in now.
Brent had a hole in his what? Do 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 do. We'll take it there. We got something coming.
Parchment paper. His scene in fabric
Almost,
softener
Ronnie.
dryers.
No, almost, Ronnie. You got 2 out of 3.
What's in this?
Scene,
Reader's
fabric
Shine
softener
Side.
drying.
Come on.
Uh-oh,
Ronnie's
Carrie.
got 2 out of 3.
Freezer paper shine.
Come on, Carrie. Come on, Carrie.
That's Carrie.
Carrie
What?
doesn't even sew. She's got to go through to sew.
Brent
She
had a
wins.
hole in his what?
A hole.
A hole in his
A
what? And
A hoe. Do you remember that Saturday Night Live skit with Eddie Murphy with his book? How to
cleaning
Be a
our
Hoe?
irons. All right, we're gonna give it to Ronnie with 2 out of 3.
All right.
Carrie,
Ronnie,
Ronnie.
Ronnie, $10 GC. Carrie is right about the freezer paper.
His scene.
I made-
Oh, now Deb
Oh,
Preston comes up
Deb,
with all of them.
man. Yeah, Deb, but
You know what we're gonna
I
do?
gave it away already.
You know what we're gonna do though? What we're gonna do tonight?
Yeah,
I'm gonna make an executive decision.
and share one with Deb.
We're gonna give Ronnie, Carrie, and Deb each a $10 gift certificate for playing.
What are you, one
Wow.
of those teachers that gives everybody an A?
Everybody gets a gold star.
It's called
Woo!
participation
Brent's
trophy.
feeling! Brent's feeling tonight!
Yay!
Woo! Thanks for Carrie GC coming your way, right?
Yeah.
Because you're feeling so good
You
tonight.
don't even sew, right?
Well, we're gonna make her so then.
She keeps threatening
And
to come in, so we're gonna
There
make
we
her come
go.
in.
She
Yeah.
gotta come in
Yeah.
for $10. And Deb, yeah, baby, yeah. Deb's really the only one that done all right.
I know.
But we love you all.
But you see,
Woo!
nobody spends just $10 at a quilt store. So I mean,
Stop
it's
doing that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, we got work now. Okay. Do y'all know what paperless paper and Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle peppers?
Paperless paper piecing.
How many picked a peck of Peter Piper pickle?
But my question
Okay.
is, paperless paper piecing,
Yes.
doesn't that make it just piecing because you took the paper out of the paper piecing?
No.
No.
Okay.
So paperless paper
No.
piecing,
Right. So some people don't even know what paper piecing is.
and even fewer people
Paper
probably know what
piecing.
paperless paper piecing is.
Paper piecing is when you take paper and it's got printed lines on it, like, I think I brought my, oh, I didn't bring that, oh no, I did bring some samples. Like this, and it labels the order that you're going to put your pieces in, and you sew on the back, the fabric goes on the back, and you follow the lines. And that gives you really, because these are hard pieces to do
And there's
otherwise.
some really, if you fall down the paper piecing rabbit hole, like
This-
Pinterest,
this-
there are some really cool blocks that you can do with paper piecing.
Oh, there's some
It's
really
amazing.
cool. And the thing with this is, though, what happens is you need a piece of paper for every block. Because after it's all done, you have to sit there and you have to tear the paper out. And a lot of people's complaints on paper piecing is, one, I have to use all this paper.
Oh, no.
And two, I have to sit there and rip it all out afterwards. So this method says, one, I don't have to use a whole bunch of paper. In fact, you would
I'm
use,
looking at the comments and I'm waiting for
One.
Danny to respond. And that's what she said.
and then,
I can't of typing. I missed it. You have to replay.
and then, this template will be reusable.
Because you didn't sew on it. Is that what you're telling us?
I'm not going to sew on it, but I'm
Because
going
it's
to
paper.
use it to sew.
Yes.
And the other cool thing about this is when you go to cut your pieces, this, the reason I thought of this is I was busy working on this, because I'm behind on this block of the month from, 2 years ago now?
That's
actually-
like 3 years ago. If
I'm actually on month 7 though.
Is that Tara?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
And-
that's not even wisdom. That's Tara.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's old.
it is. But Becky's working on it.
Well, that's
And-
because she's gluing it all. before she
I do
sews.
use a lot of glue. But it has instructions for cutting and not paper piecing, and it also has instructions for paper piecing. And from what I could tell, I was the only one that voted for paper piecing.
You were.
But the cutting instructions for this are ridiculous.
And I'm betting that if you paper piece it, you're not going to have the issues that we were running into with that center medallion on so many
This
quilts.
is the center
Probably
medallion.
not.
This is it.
Yeah, I'm
This
just
is
saying
the
that
one.
that was a
Oh, yeah.
struggle.
And I paper pieced it. But Anyway, I'm going to show you how cool this block is for not just this particular quilt block. These denim blocks I'm going to demonstrate tonight. If you can see, they're right. It's hard for me to point these days. It's right here. It's this block. There's 4 of them in this center medallion. There are 4 of them. Okay, and it has you cut these, gives you these templates, and says cut these out this way, that way, this way, that way, and then sew them together, and then it's oversized, and trim it, and hope everything lines up when you're done. Well, if you paper piece, this is what it looks like when I'm done. And these are such great blocks in general. They're fun to make my way. They're not fun to make that way. But look what you can do with these. You can use fabric scraps. Like I was thinking Nebula, all those fabric scraps we have. Look how you can arrange this like that.
Oh, I like that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Use your scraps. All of a sudden you've got wonderful blocks. You can do one of these, which isn't my favorite thing, but oh wait, that's sort of going to be the same by the time I add more. I
Yeah.
don't know, but you can play. You can do lots of different things with this little block by turning your blocks around.
And there's no way I would make that without paper piecing.
Well, you did it if you did this.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at it thinking of.
But what I'm going to show you, it's so easy. And then look at what you've got. You've got some really, and if you want to do scrappy stars like from your Nebula leftovers, you're going to have a beautiful quilt when you're done. So anyway, that's what started me thinking. So how do I do that? How did I do that? Because don't those look great?
Just for Deb, yes. Oh, I'm just looking at the comments. I just wanted to respond to it.
okay.
Deb was saying about moving day. Yes, we
Yes.
actually get the keys for our new space next door. We will not be moving there probably till May. So it's going to be business as usual here in the normal store for the next month as I prep our new location for the awesomeness that it will be. So don't worry about as far as hours and stuff. It's going to be regular 10 to 5, Tuesday through Friday, and 3 to 9, 9 to 3 on Saturday. Nothing to worry about. Just throwing that out there because Deb had brought that up. And
Okay.
anybody else that is concerned, if they've been watching our awesomeness, they'll know of the April 1st date. Nothing to worry about. We're still here at the normal store. It's going to be May 1st that we actually do the move.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I totally just took the wind out of Becky's sails.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm sorry.
I still like you, sort of, some of the time.
Okay. At least, as long as you let me come back and play. we'll-
Sort of some of the time. Last week I brought in a big roll of freezer paper.
Yes.
You can use that if you want, but you also can go out and just buy 8.5 by 11 freezer paper that goes through your inkjet or your laser printer, which is what I prefer, and rather than cutting up my big sheets. So what you do is instead of making your templates on regular paper like this, you put your freezer paper into your inkjet printer, copy the pattern on freezer paper, and you copy it on the dull side, not on the shiny side. Okay? Then what I did, and I wanted to show this again because you looked confused last week, you're going to cut this up to make templates for cutting. So what I did is I ironed 2 pieces together to make it thicker. Remember last week I
Yeah.
showed you? Here, actually, I took a plain piece of paper,
Freezer
put
paper
the
or regular paper?
freezer paper.
Freezer paper.
Thank you. Shiny side down. I took the piece that I got out of my inkjet printer that's
Yeah.
printed on the non-shiny side, so shiny side down. I stuck it to this. I took my hot iron. I'm not going to use the rest of the, well, this one's for later. I simply sealed them together with my hot iron. It's not even that hot, but just go beep, 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 beep.
It's separating on the edges, so I'm guessing it's not
Well, we're
sealed.
cutting them out, so it doesn't matter.
Well, if they're not,
I'm really only caring about this
well, yeah,
area.
but if it's not stuck together, you cut them out, they're gonna have to.
Well, it is though.
Okay.
This is where I spent my time. If I were at home, I would have used my bigger iron,
Oh.
and it would have been done in one.
Yeah.
How would it have been done?
In one.
No, the first one.
Okay. Alright. So yeah. So see, melted to that. Don't do this on the wool pad. Because if you put this on the wool pad,
Like you just did?
like I did last week, not this week. No, this is not the
Oh,
wool pad.
okay. Phew. I didn't
Um,
see you switch it.
If you do this on the wool pad, you'll get fibers on it like I did on this one, and that will shorten the life of our pattern pieces. But it doesn't ruin them.
But it does it. It makes it nice. It makes
See?
it fuzzy. Yep.
But it just shortens the life.
Okay.
That's all. So Brent, what you're going to do is you're going to take that, and I brought you some paper scissors.
Paper scissors.
Now keep in mind, we are going to be cutting this not according to their plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up. Oh no, good, do that. I'm going to just cut.
So what am I cutting? Because I get in trouble. I'm cutting on the
We're-
line.
We're cutting sort of on the line that represents the size of the piece when it's finished.
So I'm cutting on the line around the square.
Yep.
The inside line.
Yep.
All right.
We're just cutting out our
I
pieces.
know how you feel about my precision when it comes to these things.
Well, that's the beauty of this, is we don't have to be precise.
Oh, good. I was the kid that got yelled
Yes.
at for coloring out of the lines.
Makes cutting out your strange pieces so much easier.
Hey, does anybody out there from my generation that's watching this remember the handwriting lady that would come through school?
Okay. Then you put the rest of your pieces
whole
aside
Reinhardt,
after that.
the writing system, they had this lady
I'm
that
gonna
come
keep
around.
talking because you
and
know.
tell you
So
how
then
awful
I'm
they
gonna
were.
clip. I'm gonna fold. I'm moving on, Brent. Just so
That's
you
fine.
know.
I was just,
Okay.
I was making filler. That's my job,
Now
isn't it?
we're gonna make some of these, but we're gonna make them in pretty Star Wars fabric. And I gave you some to choose from. And it's not cut up, but it is prepped.
Am I cutting all these shapes out?
You are. You're
Okay.
going to end up with 4 pieces because our block has 4 pieces in it. Okay? So I'm going to choose, I'm going to use this as an example. We've got 2 pieces in the middle and we've got 2 pieces on the outside. And the outside pieces are basically the same pieces, 3 and 4, but one's going this way, one's going that way. Got it? Am I with you? Are you with me?
Sounds good to me. I'm
Okay.
I have
Well,
a hard time.
I'm choosing 3 different fabrics.
I have a hard time multitasking, and I have scissors right now. So
Okay. I'm choosing 3 different fabrics. Now, the fabric I want to use for one of the insides, I'm going to use this blue.
now, are they prepped?
These are indeed prepped.
You're gonna prep these with your starchiness.
I prep everything.
Okay.
I do. So see how beautifully crispy pie
Yes.
these are.
Crispy.
Okay. I spray starch them and I set them to dry, and they take about an hour. I started to time it. I soak them. Well, I don't soak them, like they don't drip on the floor, but I get them nice and wet. I hang them up, and it takes about an hour to dry in my room, completely dry. In about 45 minutes, you could put an iron on it, but I don't need to. Okay, so I'm going to pick up this piece I want to make out of A4. Now, if you've already got a straight edge, you can cheat. But the trick on this is you want to leave, now your finger's probably fatter than mine. Let's see. Oh, yours is fatter than mine, all right? But basically, I just want to eyeball a good solid finger that I'm going to be able to have all the way around this.
What about a thumb? Can you do a thumb instead?
Well, you can, but you won't need to.
Okay.
You don't need that much fabric. Oh, I'm ironing on my board again. Becky. Now, you don't have to press this down if you don't want to. You can just hold it, because what we're going to do is rough cut it. You kept getting behind.
What am I doing?
You're picking your fabric
Oh,
for the inside,
Oh, I'm making this with you. I thought I was just gonna watch you do it.
No.
Okay.
and then you take a fabric cutter. I have cutters for paper, cutters for fabric.
Can I iron on this? Is that gonna give me trouble?
That is for ironing.
Okay.
That's exactly why I handed it to you. Don't cut on it, though, Brent. And
Definitely.
truthfully, this is so low-key accuracy. Another trick I have, if I don't feel like doing the iron, is I will take double-sided tape and just put this on here, and that will stick probably 20 times. And I'll just stick it in place. Because when you go to cut it, guys, all you are is thinking about that fat finger. I don't have to be exact. I'm just doing a fat finger thing.
So could we do this with scissors if we wanted to?
You could. You could do it with scissors if you wanted to. But there, I cut that piece. Now picture you had a whole bunch of those to cut. That's done. Now my other centerpiece I want to make out of this beautiful silver. So I'm just going to, again, I'm thinking fat finger. Here I go on my board again. You know, last time I did this, I warped this board. I'm not doing it down. I should have brought my double-sided tape. because then I don't have to switch.
Oh, I should have probably put a little bit more thought. I was just like throwing this on some fabric.
Well, you do gotta give it some thought. That's why I gave you some choices.
I see that. But I did all right because I used the big one with the big piece.
Okay. All right, so now I got that piece cut. That's good. And if I were doing a lot of these, I would stack them all together and probably wonder clip this, you know. And now,
Put it on your design board.
oh, I cut that out of the wrong fabric.
Oh, I cut mine out of the wrong.
Well, that's okay. We got more fabric. I'm fixing mine.
That's all right. I'll just.
Oh, see, Brent, that's the difference between you and me. I'm like, heck to the no. This block is going to look so good when it's done. You're going to want a whole bunch of them.
You say that.
It's going to look great. There.
gonna look great?
I got that. Yes, it is. There.
I love that I have the presser with the little.
The other
glitter on it.
beauty of this method is if you want to get a special something out of your piece, you can strategically, you know, do some playing around. Like you said, oh, I want
So
the
it'd
word
be a-
Star Wars to show on my triangle. All
And
right.
I'm gonna put this out there as a tip for anybody that makes a Star Wars quilt for somebody, because I once had somebody come in that wanted to make a Star Wars quilt for their nephew, and at the time I had Star Trek fabric and Star Wars fabric in the store, and this person thought that they were gonna put Spock with Chewbacca. So, just as a tip, if you're gonna make somebody Star Wars quilt, do not
I want to
mix.
make sure I have a spaceship in this one.
Do not mix Star Trek and Star Wars.
Now again, when you
it's
cut
not right.
these out, think fat finger. Okay, Brent?
Yeah, I've been putting a pretty fast on
Don't.
those.
Some people say, "Oh, 1/4 inch." No. Give yourself some wiggle room.
No.
Give yourself some wiggle room. More than a 1/4 inch.
Quarter.
Quarter.
Give yourself a 1/4 inch. Ma, you on there tonight, Ma? Give me a 1/4 inch, Ma.
Then, when you're finally done with that, I'm going to. This is my paper
So
cutter.
this isn't really paperless because we have paper in this.
Exactly.
So you
That's
really,
why I
you
kind of
need
go.
you need to change the name of it.
Well,
to, like-
watch though. Watch.
But
watch
this is
what
like
happens.
recycled paper or
Have any
like
of you out
green
there
paper.
done this technique?
Nobody knows what technique this is.
it's paperless
It's
paper piece.
paperless paper piecing. So now what I'm taking is my, let's just say, template that I printed the same thing. I printed on a single sheet of wax paper. This is the shiny side. This is the not shiny side. I am now folding it along the seam lines. Both ways. You'll find out why later. This particular one has how many seam lines, Brent?
I don't know. Looks like there's 4. 2, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 3. Yes, 3.
There's 3 there.
But
4
there's another
pieces.
4 on the outside, so it'd be 7.
But we're not folding those. We're just folding these.
Okay.
This is going to be so cool. You're going to love this.
I'm already very excited about this.
Well, when you see how it comes out, you're going to be so excited. You're going to want to make a whole bunch. Okay.
Now,
So I
is
have...
it the shiny side on this paper is what makes it stick to the fabric?
Yes, you're melting the wax, basically. But you can reuse it and reuse it and reuse it and reuse it and reuse it a lot. Which is what's so cool about this. This will be reused and you just saw me fold it and you're thinking, well, she got to fold 50 of those? No, I have to fold one of them. Unless I want a chain piece, then you're right. Then I have to make more. But I don't. Okay, Brent, I'm skipping ahead on you.
That's fine.
Okay, so now I've got this piece, and guess what? It's labeled, and it matches the pieces we cut out. So the first thing I'm going to do is take piece 1, which I have in my piece 1 pile right here, right? Piece 1, see? I'm going to tip my pattern over, and where it says piece 1, I'm going to place this piece right side up. That's piece 1, Becky? I think I cut it wrong. Did I throw away the right one?
I think Brent messed it
Yeah.
up.
What happened to
It's
the
a
template that was on it?
I know, but it looks
Where's-
too small.
Oh, where's the paper that was on
It looks
it?
like I did it backwards.
Why did you take the paper off?
It's right here supposedly, but it doesn't look right.
Well, maybe it was just a really fat finger that you used.
Oh, no, it's because I should reverse these pieces.
So So should I reverse these?
Yeah.
So use it on.
Oh, so you're supposed to. So we should
I
have put them on
shoulda-
the back.
It's big enough, yeah, but we should have put it on the back of the
On the
fabric.
wrong side. So
Yeah, I'm
we
sorry.
fuse to the wrong
Whoops.
side.
Whoops.
Make it a piece
So
four
if
instead of
we
piece
flip
one.
our template over though,
Yeah, I think I
it'll
can-
work. All right.
See, yes, mine
So
are the
if,
right
if you're
side.
following along at home,
Fuse
fuse to the
to
wrong
the wrong
side.
side of your fabric. When you're cutting your
Or
pieces,
to
do
the
your
dark side,
to
as
the
it
dark.
were.
Luckily, as Danny said, Danny's saving my butt once again. I have symmetrical blocks, so I'm just going to reverse my blues and grays. But that would get in trouble if I were making a whole bunch of these. So fuse to the wrong side. All right. So now this is now my piece one.
So is this the template I'm using?
Yes. So what I did is I rough
But do-
cutted it out.
Yeah, but I don't need wax paper. Oh, it has wax paper on it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just rough
Okay,
cut it.
yeah.
Don't get too critical about the seams yet.
He
So
said if I
now-
wasn't rough cutting when I
Now
really
my
got rid of it.
fabric is right side up and I'm placing it over piece one, which is right here. See where this is piece one? And this would be the piece that goes right here. And I'm going to press that down. Now lots of times you see people using glue for this, but because we're using wax paper, I don't have to break
Wait.
out the glue.
You have an opportunity to use glue.
Oh,
and you're not.
I still will, just not at
Okay.
this step.
Which direction am I folding in? Does it matter?
Both ways.
Okay.
Both ways, and you'll see why. Because now after I've got piece one stuck on here, on the wax paper, I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it back. I'm going to fold between piece one and piece two. I'm going to fold it back like that. This is where the magic starts to happen. Now, I'm going to take a ruler, plus I have one of these fancy add-a-quarter rulers, which has a lip right here, Brent.
Yes, we have those. We usually have those in stock.
So you press that against the wax paper. Now when I go to cut, I am now cutting my 1/4 inch before I line up the next piece. Why? Because that tells me exactly where my next piece has to go. I'm not guessing. So when I turn it back over, I take my next piece, and it's supposed to go like this, right? Can I do that piece? Yes, you do. I'm going to put it right sides together like this, right? Line it up on that 1/4 inch. If I haven't cut perfectly straight, then you can smidgen it over. It doesn't matter. But I got a seam allowance, so I'm fine. Do you see that?
Hold on, I'm confused. I missed this bit. So you hooked it on.
Here's piece two. I hooked it on. I went over here. I used a ruler or my
To
add-a-quarter
add a cord to
ruler.
get that, yes.
I
But
cut.
now we just fat fingered around the template.
Yep,
So how do you know that your 1/4 inch seam is right on that one?
because I just cut it.
On this one.
Right.
But what about this one?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because watch and we shall see.
Okay.
So this is going to end up on here, right?
So that has to be straight, that edge.
No, watch, it's not. I mean, if it was really wonky, I'd be in trouble.
Well, I was just wondering because I cut mine out with scissors and it's going to be awful.
Well, mine's awful,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, that's not Brent awful though. That's only.
That's
Becky
what I'm
awful.
saying. If you're worried about that, you can make that straight. I'm
Okay.
trying not to. I'm trying to let go. Let go.
Okay.
Let go.
I see. I got you.
I truthfully would iron it on, take my ruler and go half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch. But I thought if I did that, Brenda would start throwing peanuts at me. So I'm not going to.
Okay. I'm with you. Okay.
Okay. So, but now what I want to do is people take pins and they pin it. And no, we're not going to pin it.
Of course not. We have glue.
We're going to go right along. We know this is our 1/4 inch seam allowance. We know it is. We just made it.
From the bottom one.
Right.
Okay.
Because we just made it to be so. It's perfect. We just did it. We made it perfect. So I'm putting this on and then I'm going.
So when I put piece one on, now we put them on backwards. We had already decided.
Now,
that
what?
was a mistake,
This
right?
is where the real magic is. Tuck your big fanny in.
Okay.
Coming over here. Whoa! 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 Tight quarters, peeps. Coming over here. Now notice over here. Whoops! Don't get in front of the camera.
Then you want to go the other
I
way.
gotta go the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have my 1/4 inch foot on. Now a lot of people, when they paper piece, they're following this line. I don't know how to show this. They're following this line, and they don't want their foot on. But I want my quarter foot on
So
because.
they're following one of these lines here.
Oh, my boot is loose.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're following this line when you normally paper piece, but
Right.
we're adding
My
a quarter
glue
inch.
fell off. Ah! I should re-iron that to make that. But now what happens if I put my quarter inch foot on? Mine came off. I cannot.
Okay.
What I want to do is I'm going to use my quarter inch foot to line up with my glue.
Your hands in the way there.
To line up with my glue, because remember I sliced it a quarter inch away?
No.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay? So now, when I go to sew, if I use my quarter inch foot, watch the needle. It goes just to the
You
side.
gotta move your hands.
I can't sew then!
Here,
Ugh!
I'll hold it up here.
No, you can't hold it because
Why don't you hold the
I don't
camera?
trust you.
Okay, hold on. Everybody's a critic.
Do you want me to do it? You want me to walk around?
Oh, I'm gonna make everybody see secure. Come up over.
What happens is if you can see that needle,
Oh my gosh, that's awful. I'm sorry, everybody that's watching here at home. Okay.
can you see my needle? It's not in the paper. It's right next to the paper.
Okay.
And my quarter inch foot is helping me guide. So, because man, when I did this without my quarter inch foot, I went cross-eyed. Watching the paper,
So the quarter, you're taking it. Okay, I gotcha.
I don't have to if I have my
Quarter inch seam.
quarter inch foot on. And I've trimmed it before I did all that.
Okay.
But now I have to anchor this down because it's not gonna, if it doesn't stay on, we're gonna have issues. Does that make sense, Brent?
It does.
We'll do yours.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay,
anchor
but
mine
I'm
down.
still a step behind. Okay. So I have my template folded, and I take piece
One,
1, which is this one,
and put it,
right there.
I'm gonna anchor this back down.
But I'm supposed to put it on the wrong side because we did it backwards,
So
right?
use your fork.
So use the other piece.
What other piece?
Oh no, that, piece one.
Yeah.
That, piece one.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, but you gotta put it on this side.
That's what I was asking.
So
yeah.
so change piece one to piece two, you know, because these are both the same.
Okay.
Right side up.
Over here.
Do you ever make puzzles?
Yeah, but see, that one says piece 2, but I'm putting piece 2 where piece 1 is at.
You are,
Because we
because
screwed
we
it up.
put it on,
Okay.
because we put it
And
on
so I
the
just
front,
kinda-
and I should have put it, had
So
to
I just
put
kind
it
of
on
just
the
throw
back.
it where I want it on there, right?
Right,
Or do I fold it first to line it up, or just throw it on there?
okay, first of all, once you know you're using this piece, you take this off.
Ah, okay.
Say goodbye to that. You know this is where the piece needs to fit.
Yeah,
So I go like this, did I cover that whole piece?
you did. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yep,
So
did I?
we
Did I
just-
cover the whole piece?
So then we just press it.
Yep. Then,
I
see,
got
now
you,
I've got
yeah.
piece one and piece two. Look how easy this is. I'm gonna then just do one of these,
And then I
and I'm
take
gonna
this,
press my seam.
and I fold this back, right?
Yep,
And then I'm going to do my 1/4 inch seam off of that.
yep,
Where's our fancy added quarter? Right there.
yep. What I'm doing is just pressing my second piece to my wax paper.
And then I go like that. And then I
Yeah.
take piece 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was,
Right back up.
which is this guy here,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I drop him.
Right
Well,
sides up.
yeah, right
Yeah.
sides. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the backwards. Hold on a second. Okay. Right sides up.
Yeah.
Line him up, throw him on there,
Yep.
and then glue.
A little bit of
A
glue.
little bit of glue.
A little bit of glue.
Maybe that will do you.
Everybody get this so far?
Sure.
Yeah?
You're gonna teach me new skills here, Becky.
Oh, I love this. You know why I love this? Because how accurate it is. It's just so accurate. And look at this. Look at how beautiful that seam is already. Then you're doing good there, right?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm
So
doing. And
now I'm
just
doing the same thing. I did piece one. I did piece two. Now I'm going to look at piece three. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn it back.
and now after I get it glued, I just go hit it with a 1/4 inch seam, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't sew on the paper. Sew right next to the paper, but not on the paper.
Yes.
And the 1/4 inch foot helps guide, because you just cut your fabric to a 1/4 inch, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to cut this next piece before I put the 3rd piece on. Don't you turn that up so fast, I can't
I haven't
stand
touched
it.
the speed because I didn't want to,
Yeah, drive me nuts. Okay, so then I'm going to take my next piece and I'm going to go, oh, that has to go here. Starting to see what's going on here, peeps?
Okay, so now that I get this done, is there any trimming required?
No. You ready to press that puppy open?
To pull it off my template, right?
No! Put it back so the seam allowance matches up. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, oh my lord.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I'm back. See?
Now I happen to know I'm not going to do this piece and go do that piece because they're both the same. So before I even go to the sewing machine, guess what I can do? As long as I don't cut through that piece, I can do this piece. So again, before I line up the next piece, I am trimming it to a 1/4 inch.
Okay, so this is back on my template. So
And
now
I'm
I
sticking
open.
my glue over here.
Oh, okay. I'm supposed to iron this out now, right? This one here.
Iron it out, yep.
This one that's on there gets folded out like that, but it didn't stick.
Now open your template up though when you do that. Oh dear.
You thought this was a good idea,
I
didn't
thought
you?
you were going to get this.
I see what I did wrong.
Now notice how I can put my iron right against this waxy
I
side
think
and not
my-
worry about it.
I think my wax is worn out.
No, it's not. We're worn out, I think. Look at that. It doesn't stick to these little cricket irons. Any of the cricket irons. I don't have to worry about touching the wax. Isn't that cool?
Okay, so I got it kind of placed. So now I open up my template.
Open your template.
Yes, like that.
Yeah.
And then I fold this out, correct?
Yes.
And iron that off.
Press that
Yes.
down.
Iron press. Okay. Enlighten me. Difference between
Press.
ironing and pressing.
Iron is like pressing is, I call it walking. You're not
So
but this fabric is so well treated, you're not going to go wrong. Plus, you're going on the wax paper. So I'm telling you, that also, that's how these angles, look how beautiful those angles are. There's no distortion on mine.
well,
I'm going to sneak behind you to sew mine.
Okay,
off
so now
I can
after
show
I-
the magic.
so after I do that, I just repeat the process that I did on the first one, right?
Yes.
So I fold it on.
See, I'm folding. Where's the camera?
No, the camera's over here. I'll get it.
Oh,
Well, because everybody wanted like close-ups in your hands and
I know.
all that
I'm
stuff.
sorry, but
That's all right. So
now
we're gonna-
I'm sewing down in this mine came off too. So what I'm doing is
so
using my 1/4 inch as a guide. I'm not sewing on the paper.
You're
I'm
just sewing
this
next to the paper.
right next to the paper, which is really difficult if you haven't done the 1/4 inch. And I have done it without doing the slicing and the 1/4 inch thing, but I'm telling you, it's it's really crazy difficult. I literally get cross-eyed. This way, I don't get cross-eyed. And at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and do this piece because I can.
You want to switch cameras there, Eddie, because that's going to make people sick. I'm like, there you go. Because we don't need to get that one again, do we? Now that
you can
now that
do
people
your-
understand.
You do not go through the paper.
Okay.
You go
Beside the
right
paper.
beside the paper.
So now I've got so now I got to move to piece number 3. So I fold this over where 3 was at,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
And cut myself a 1/4 inch seam
You see?
with my
Yeah.
handy dandy add a quarter
But
ruler.
first let me see.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Yep.
So I cut that,
Yep.
and then I'm going to take number.
You're gonna open your template, turn it over.
Oh, because we can do both of them at the same time.
Well, no, don't. You do one at a time.
Yeah,
you
I was
do
gonna
one at
say,
a time.
you're
But you still want to turn your template over, okay?
Yes.
Like that.
Because
You're gonna
we're
put your
gonna-
pick
right.
one side to do. Only one side, Brent, not two sides.
Yes, one side. I got
Right.
you. And because we did
Oh,
this
because you'll do what I
backwards-
did. Look what I did, Brent.
What'd you do? Oh, you sewed them together.
I did. I
Mhm.
made a point. So don't do what I did.
And so then I just pull
Now
that
I
off
get it.
of there,
Gosh, gone it.
and a little bit of glue.
That wasn't worth the shortcut, was it, folks?
Well, it was.
No, it wasn't, because now I get a cheeky
Well, I get to feel like the superior craftsman now because mine isn't screwed up.
I've seen it, but I know I brought it. Oh.
Okay, I'm really liking this glue idea.
Well, you know, it means
I-
no pins,
I
no.
know.
Some people use glue sticks in the middle, like
Yeah.
here, but then you see the glue stick. You've got these little spots all over the place. It drives me nuts. I'm like, why don't you just put a little? And I glue the whole thing. You don't have to. You know me. I have to use my glue. Let's see if I can cheat this without having to resew it. Damn it.
You see, everyone's like, "Oh, this is such an easy tip." And listen to you swearing over here.
Did I swear?
You said "damn." Oh, I guess that's a cuss. Because cuss versus swear, there's a difference there.
I have to fix the side that I sewed into the other side. Don't do two. It doesn't work.
Don't do two.
It's not worth it. It's a gamble. It's not worth it.
Don't take the risk. Don't
No,
risk
because
it.
now I have to fix this last seam. Oop. Oh, I sewed it on that side. Let me do this side. I'll go change places with you. So I'm fixing this last seam because I had to unstitch it because I made it bleed.
And I leave it on my template this time.
Yes. Before you sit down, let me buy.
Okay.
Sorry. We gotta have a two-sided thing.
Well, when we get our new studio, there'll be plenty of room.
Let's see.
I'm very excited. So I roll my template out and I fold this over, correct? And then I
Yes.
press it open.
Yes!
Oh my gosh, it's looking like a block of some sort.
It is, isn't it?
Now, because these were symmetrical blocks, we
Yeah.
are able to compensate
Compensate
for
the-
our putting it to the wrong side.
Exactly.
But normally you would attach the templates to the wrong side of the fabric and not the right side.
Correct.
Okay.
I messed up.
It's all right.
And you're never gonna
We'll let you come play some more.
coming back through your again.
Show us what you got, Brent, so far.
Last time.
What's that?
Show us what you got so far.
See, look what I've got so far.
Thank you.
It's coming
Isn't
together,
that
right?
gorgeous? It's so
It is.
exciting. How many people? Do we have like more than 3 people watching tonight?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, now what's so cool is,
And then I roll that like that. Drop my 1/4" seam. on
oops,
there.
go that way. This is what I got when I'm done.
I know.
All I got left now, this is the fascinating part. This is the part that, now of course mine moves, so let's hope I'm gonna come out perfect, because if I'm not, I'm gonna be super embarrassed. Now all I'm gonna do is trim my block. I'm trimming a 1/4 inch away from the inside seam allowance. I don't trust the outer side. That got me in trouble on this pattern once before. So I'm going to trim from what they say is the seam allowance and come out a 1/4 inch. That actually works out to be a little oversized according to their directions, which amazes me. I've had that problem with their pattern a couple times. But the important part is right here. Right here. Sorry, Eddie. Right here. Right here. Because if I'm going to line mine up like stars, this is where I want the exact 1/4 inch. So if my block ends up being oversized by 1/8 of an inch, which I believe is what it turns out to be, I'm going to want to do my trimming here. I'm going to do my shortening on the outside, not on the inside where all my points come together. Does that make sense? In a perfect paper piecing pattern, however, they would be perfect. They wouldn't be oversized. And these are, if you make these all the same size, whoops, Becky, 1/4 inch. See, I almost cut that totally wrong, because I'm talking.
It's all right. Because now we're gonna have to see who comes out better.
They're going to both look so good. Wow, if we had done them exactly the same, we could have put them in the same block.
We could have.
And this is a challenging block to make. any other
Says
way.
you. I just threw it together with the mad skills.
This is the magic of it, though. I have just paper pieced this. Look at Brent. Look. Oh, don't look. You're so.
I could, but
Look at this, Peaks. Does this look beautiful?
Absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Now
it is.
watch what happens. This is the part that makes my heart sing. Are you ready? This
So
Okay.
you can use that again?
this is ready to go again.
Ah.
so now I
And
just
it's all pre-folded, it's all pre-cut, and look what I got. No
Nice.
paper to tear out, and I have, look at how perfect that is. Brent, isn't it perfect?
it is a perfect and gorgeous block.
Isn't it? Don't you want to make some more of these?
I'm tempted.
I'm thinking this quilt with a V-star, wouldn't this be a beautiful quilt?
It would be.
And you can just line these puppies up.
All right, so now I'm just going to use.
I can't wait, because yours is going to look as good as mine.
I know.
It's just crazy how, and look at,
If you can make
did you
mine
guys
some-
see this? Did
So
you see
now-
that
now-
just come off?
No, all I'm going to do
It
is just
did.
trim along this 1/4 inch seam here.
Here. You want one of these?
Yeah, well,
I
can
line up, what I do is I line up with where my seam allowance is going to be and measure a 1/4 inch from there.
All right, so the inner.
And the most important seams
So
on
the
this
inner
one
line is what I'm working off of.
yeah, because of how I was going to line it up.
So the first time you do this, you can just rough cut this out, and then after you trim it up,
Exactly. Well, I get crazy accurate when you know you're going to trim it later. Right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I just like how you could
So
do it perfectly the first time, but like you don't have to. And now this is ready for me to go again, the exact same method. And I bet you I can get 20 blocks out of this one piece of wax paper. But, and what goes is the stickiness, the wax. Or well, what doesn't go. What happens is fibers get on it, and then it blocks the
So
wax
now,
from
as I
working.
pull this off,
Wait, hold it up at the camera, Brent.
oh, look at my.
Look at Brent's
Oh.
block.
It's
Oh.
perfect.
Isn't it
It is
amazing?
perfect.
Now what? This is the best part. This is the best part.
Look at that.
Is that
It
amazing?
is. It comes out nice. Of course, you did all the hard work of prepping the fabric. I just had to sit here.
Prepping the fabric is spraying and letting it dry.
I know, but. It's
But
just,
look at this
Hey.
block. Look at it. Brent, you did that.
I know.
Look
it's
at your
good.
corners.
It's like perfect.
Look
It's
at
like,
your
oh, let me
points.
measure that because that point is going to be a 1/4 inch in.
Mm-hmm.
So it would actually match up if I sewed this together.
Yeah, watch. Look. Now we should have done them both the same, but we didn't. But look.
I'm impressed.
Look. Can you guys see that?
Oh, we'll put
Put
it up
over
over
here.
Yeah. So everybody else can get as excited as you.
Well, I just look at it, Brent, and that's actually my boo-boo when I sewed them together. So yours looks better than mine.
Nice. That's not
So
going to
you
happen
won.
very often, but I'll take the one where I can,
Can
get
you
it.
see how you can just use scraps?
Yes.
Or not. You know, decide on some fabric.
So if we
and
done
make your thing.
if we had done traditional paper piecing, when we had to peel this off the bat,
We would have peeled
we-
out 4 different pieces.
and we would have been in there with tweezers, but that's
Mhm.
okay. That right there gets.
And you would have had to
make.
make a new piece of paper for every
Every-
single pattern.
I see.
Every time you want to make one of these, you have to remake this.
That was too easy.
And we don't have to. And these we have to use again and again and again.
Again and again, yeah.
Again
Cool.
and again
Yeah,
and
and
again.
and again. But you put it on the wrong side of the fabric,
On the wrong
not
side
the
of
right side of the fabric.
Yeah. But
Okay.
we lucked out because we were
Yeah,
symmetrical. But
symmetric.
yeah, you
So,
really
Amy,
should put it on the wrong side.
When you put the when you put this video out there, edit it. Like put some sort of text in there about wrong side and on the right side. Just
So
we're
isn't
not
that
misleading the
exciting?
world.
Don't you all just want to go? Look how beautiful, even the mismatch.
It looks
if
good.
you keep going,
It would be kind of cool. Like,
Right?
Yeah, I like it.
I think you should make a whole quilt out of that.
Yeah.
Brent.
is it?
I will do that with my free time.
But isn't this cool?
It is.
It is. I like it.
I bet that's the most
What are you
perfect
saying over there, Dan?
block that he's ever made.
It is.
And if he can do it,
You
you
can
can do
do
it.
Yes. That is correct.
And oh man, there's so many cool patterns.
Oh yeah,
out there.
paper piecing. Like I said, if you follow,
And it makes you look like you know what you're
oh
doing.
yeah, the paper piecing patterns are awesome. You can do some really cool.
Yeah.
There's a really cool Zelda
But
one
even
I saw.
this one, just this one, I'm like, that is such a beautiful block for so many things.
Yeah,
And look, it was nothing.
it didn't take anything. Just an hour.
Well, we were teaching.
No, I know.
I
I'm
can
just
you
giving you a hard time.
imagine if you have these And you don't even have to make your strips exactly like this. A lot of people, if you don't care so much about wasting a little fabric, you could just make rectangles.
And just throw them on there. Too.
Yeah, you don't even have to get these. Just make sure the rectangle is big enough to cover this piece.
Yeah, that straight edge that you got.
Right. So it's gonna take more fabric. If I use a rectangle to make this piece, my rectangle has to be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inches by.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get the whole width. So I'd be like, nah, that's too much of a waste, which is why I use the fat finger idea. And you rough cut them.
Yeah, I was gonna say
perfect.
I didn't have to be perfect.
If you wanted to make sure your straight line on one side was straight to butt it up, I mean that's pretty easy to do. But we didn't, and we still came out with
Okay, hold on.
perfect.
I'm looking at the
blocks.
comments,
Uh-oh.
and her patch just chimed in. Okay. Is that Deb?
That's Deb.
Because you know that she made one of those quilts for her brother.
That's right.
I hope she can laugh at that.
Okay then.
Do
Anyway,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't.
Inside joke.
Well, no. Last year about this time.
Are you sure you should tell the story on the air?
It's all right. It's fabric that we had in. The fabric
was
was
fabric.
so popular.
Oh, she's giving you permission, I guess.
The fabric was so popular. We sold out of most of it in about a week.
Was that the marijuana fabric?
Yeah, it was the marijuana fabric. So that's why when I see Deb's, I see her name, the Herb Patch.
Okay.
All I can think of.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
hey.
making this blanket for my brother.
Yeah.
Nobody made
Nobody made any.
Not
yeah,
one person.
Not one person made it for themselves. It was always their brother, their cousin.
You still got some marijuana leaves over there.
I do, but not the. I think I have one panel left.
It's a panel.
Yeah, but there was a bunch of it. We only have.
It's for a wall hanging.
Now that being said, I do have some Dan Moore stuff that comes with it. It looks like really sophisticated and it's special. It's got like little pot leaves in it. I thought you gotta have that.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't want to make it for your brother, you want to make it for yourself. It's a little more subtle.
Okay. Well, my son lives in Washington, and they do a lot of this out there. So yeah, they would.
It explains a lot about Washington.
Yeah. No, it's legal.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yes, I know. My brother works as a safety, corporate safety in Idaho, and
Okay.
his area covers Oregon and Washington.
Oh.
Yeah.
Neato.
Yeah, so I get to hear that. Nobody wants to get drug tested anymore. What the hell's wrong with them all? They call it random for a reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep your blonde.
Okay.
You should be very proud
Okay,
of
so I
it.
guess we're
And
just
I'm
rambling
keeping
at this
mine
point.
'cause I might make some
And they
more.
saw our beautiful block, so I guess at this point we're signing out. Is there anything else we have to add?
That's all I had.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of you.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you followed along.
I did. I kept up for the most
And
part.
it's pretty cool.
And I didn't cut myself when I was with
Next
the
time I'll
scissors.
set up 2 sewing machines, and then we don't have to jump over each
Yes.
other.
Well, when we get our studio, we're going to get our studio here in a
Because
couple
we
weeks.
only needed little
Yes.
machines for that.
I'm very excited. We're gonna have our studio in a couple weeks, so you should all get excited about that. And like I said, when we get our new studio, we want more people in the audience because the audience makes it fun, as you can tell. So, anyway, we thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and what else do I have? Is that
Make
like
sure
share?
you like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Help our numbers grow. It's so exciting.
Yeah, because we
to
hit
see
200. We'll have a special 200 subscriber episode next week if we get
Smash
200.
that like button.
We're
I
five.
like how he looks at me, right, Beck? We will.
Because if you guys tell
How to gift wrap Brent.
We just need 5 more and we'll have a party.
yeah.
Oh my.
So yeah, we're only five subscribers away from 200. So like, share, and subscribe so we can hit 200 for next week, and it'll be exciting. We'll get horns and stuff.
Here goes my brain.
So thanks for watching.
Dangerous.
And
Yes.
we'll be next door.
The,
So-
the circuit breakers are doing this.
Yep.